Most cat owners think their cat is fine being alone all day. They believe cats are independent creatures who just sleep and don't need constant attention. But this assumption costs your cats well-being more than you realize. The truth is, research shows cats form real attachment bonds with their owners. They feel safer when you're home. And when you leave, they experience genuine stress that builds silently until problems appear suddenly. There are 5 critical things every cat owner must understand before leaving their cat alone for extended periods. These aren't complicated, but together they transform how your cat experiences your absence. Stay until the end for the 5th one, because it's the most overlooked and the one that changes everything. Point 1. Consistency is your cat's anchor. Cats aren't flexible animals, they're precision animals. Every predictable event in their day, when food arrives, when you leave, when you return, these create anchors that make life feel safe. When these anchors stay consistent, your cat's stress stays low. But when they shift without warning, your cat loses their framework for understanding what comes next. Uncertainty creates cortisol in prey animals, not curiosity. This is why the timing of your departure matters more than you think. Leave at the same time every day. Follow the same sequence before you go. Feed your cat at the same times, even on weekends. The more predictable your patterns, the lower your cat's baseline anxiety while you're gone. Predictability isn't boring to a cat, it's the foundation of their security. Point 2. The litter box is non-negotiable. This sounds obvious, but it's the one thing most cat owners skip, and it's one of the biggest contributors to stress-related behavioral problems in cats left alone. Cats are obligate hygiene animals. A dirty litter box doesn't just inconvenience your cat, it stresses them deeply. When you're home, a partially soiled box is manageable. When you're away, a box that was already marginal becomes unacceptable within hours. A cat with nowhere clean to go is a cat whose stress rises with every hour you remain out of the house. Before any significant absence, scoop every box completely. For overnight or longer absences, arrange daily cleaning. This isn't secondary. It's one of the highest return actions you can take for your cat's well-being. Point 3. Activate the environment. A closed, static environment is a cat with nothing to do. And nothing to do for a brain built for pattern detection and movement isn't rest, it's deprivation. The simplest fix: leave at least one window uncovered. A view of birds, squirrels, or foot traffic gives your cat passive enrichment, a continuously changing stimulus that keeps their sensory system engaged for hours. Many cats will spend several hours of their alone time at a window. That time is qualitatively different from hours spent pacing or sleeping. Before you leave, activate the territory. Place a cardboard box in a new position. Leave a paper bag on the floor. Hide a few treats in 2 or 3 locations. These micro-changes give your cat something real to investigate. Novelty that turns attention outward into the environment, not inward toward your absence. A cat that is exploring is a cat that isn't anxious. Point 4. Build enrichment that matches how cats think. Static toys don't work. A cat confirms an object isn't alive within 30 seconds. After that, it's just furniture. What you're building before you leave is a hunt sequence with a satisfying conclusion. Puzzle feeders loaded with a portion of daily kibble force your cat to work through a problem and deliver food as the reward. The predatory cycle completed in a domestic context. Lick mats with wet food or meat paste. Treat dispensing balls on hard floors where they roll freely. These work because they move or require effort. Rotate what you use across different days. A cat that has solved the same puzzle 40 times engages with it less than 1. Encountering something new preserves genuine curiosity. And genuine curiosity is one of the most reliable indicators of a cat coping well with alone time. Point 5. Feeding schedule is your cat's safety signal. Never leave food in one big pile. This seems practical, but it creates two problems. First, stress eating. Cats under stress eat compulsively. Unlimited food during an extended absence invites overconsumption, vomiting, digestive upset, and weight gain. Second, the selective eater problem. Anxious cats often refuse food that's been sitting out for more than a few hours. But the deeper issue is the schedule itself. Your cat's cortisol cycle and sense of security are calibrated to feeding time. When food arrives at the same time every day, that predictability signals the environment is working. The owner will return. Things are as they should be. When feeding time passes with nothing arriving, that calibration produces stress instead. For any absence spanning a meal, an automatic feeder isn't a luxury. It's the difference between a cat whose core routine held and a cat whose primary daily anchor failed. For overnight or longer absences, arrange a trusted person to visit twice daily. Not just to feed, but to spend genuine time with your cat. Extended isolation without human contact is stressful for most cats, regardless of how independent they appear when you're home. Now you know what your cat actually needs while you're away. Your cat isn't indifferent to your absence. They notice the patterns you keep and the ones you break. None of these 5 things are difficult, but together, they're the difference between a cat that merely survives your absence and one that genuinely rests while you're away. Subscribe to Felitix for more insights into cat psychology and behavior. Hit the like button if this helped you understand your cat better. Drop a comment. Which of these tips surprised you most? Or what do you already do for your cat when you're away?